Now, before we get started, the first thing that I want to do is talk about tools that in an ideal world you should have for doing a migration like this. As you can see, we have a lot of files that are involved in this particular solution that we're going to use in this example. There are actually 16 files here, and all of these were originally created using FileMaker 3 on a Mac OS 9 machine. What I did before anything else is I took the original FileMaker 3 files and highlighted them all and dragged them on to the application icon for FileMaker 10. Now, FileMaker 10 will recognize that these are an older version and will offer to convert these to a FileMaker 10 version. So that step has already been done, and that usually takes place without much difficulty. But you'll still end up with a bunch of files as we have here, and these are all FileMaker 10 versions. And we'll actually be merging all of these into a single consolidated FileMaker 10 database, and that's what this tutorial is here to go over. But before we actually do that, I want to talk about the tool set that I'm using, and you can decide yourself whether or not you want to pick up these tools or try and do this by hand. But I strongly recommend that if you do this professionally and you plan on doing this more than once over the course of your career, that you consider making the investment and getting the tools that would make the job a lot easier. Now, the tools that I want to talk about are Vmware, which is available on the newmillennium.com website. And you can just go to newmillennium.com and then go to their store drop-down under Developer Tools and choose Vmware. I've already opened that up over here. I'm sorry, I guess I didn't. Oh, that's right, we're already on that page. Vmware, if you pick this up, it's available both for Windows and Macintosh. I would get the Windows version, at least right now. The Windows version is more robust, it has better features, and will do more than the Macintosh version. New Millennium is talking about releasing a Mac version that will be equivalent, but for now I'm talking about the Windows version of this. Now, if you're working on a Macintosh, which I am, you're probably also going to want to be able to have a virtual copy of Windows running on your Mac concurrently while you're using Vmware. And the reason for that is because we're going to actually toggle back and forth between these two instances, the Macintosh version of FileMaker and the Windows version of FileMaker, to make copy and paste operations go much smoother. You can again do this without the virtualization, but since you're going to be using the Windows version of Vmware, and if you're on a Macintosh, you can take advantage of the dual operating systems by having two versions of FileMaker open, one in the Mac side, one on the PC side, and it will make copy-paste operations much smoother. So this is up to you to decide. You can find VMware Fusion at vmware.com, and when you get there, go down to their products section and then choose VMware Fusion for Mac. And when you pick that up and install that, it will allow you to run a virtual copy of Windows with FileMaker running on that machine as well. Now, the third piece of software, and this is once we've completed the migration and we're ready to go in and do any last-minute fixes that might be needed, is a tool called Inspector, which is a professional tool for FileMaker developers that allows you to export a database design report from your FileMaker solution and import that into Inspector. And then Inspector will allow you to locate anything that that needs correcting, and you're going to find that there will be some of those, and especially file mappings, where the original version was mapped to look for files external to itself. Once you've merged everything together, you're going to want to make sure that you address all of those remote file calls. And there will be some other scripts and things like that that you'll probably also want to locate and work with. And so using Inspector is the way to go. Now, Inspector is a fairly complex program to learn. You can go to lynda.com, Lynda.com, and when you go there under software, just select the software drop-down and type FileMaker, and it will locate the FileMaker Pro tutorials for you. And then if you look down there, you're going to find one called, let's see, where is it? Inspector for FileMaker Pro 8.5 Advanced. This is a free tutorial. Most of the tutorials on Lynda cost something, but this is a free tutorial. It's about 45 minutes long, and you could do this and it will familiarize you with the basic operation of Inspector. Now, I'll be demonstrating briefly at the end of this tutorial, after we've done the migration, on how you might use Inspector to help locate some of these problems. But if you want a full tutorial on Inspector, this is a good place to go and get it.